Time for the hot topics, folks. So as we said at the start of the show, the Met Service of Jamaica said there's a severe weather alert effective until 5 o'clock today, 5 p.m. today. They said the disturbance located southwest of Jamaica, this is from the National Hurricane Center, could become a hurricane during the next 2 to 3 days. The disturbance is expected to strengthen to a tropical storm when it nears the Cayman Islands and a hurricane when it nears or moves near or over western Cuba. So the heavy rainfall will affect portions of Hispaniola, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, western Cuba during the next few days and could lead to life-threatening flash floods and mudslides. They say projections are for cloudy conditions with periods of showers and thunderstorms, which may be heavy at times, along with strong gusty winds to affect sections of most parishes. Started last night, and they say continue till tomorrow evening. Met Service added that sea conditions will deteriorate in the vicinity of showers, thunderstorms, and strong gusty winds. So marine interests, especially those on the south coast, are encouraged to exercise extreme caution.
You hear that, everybody?
Yep.
Exercise extreme caution.
Which I suspect the fishermen should not be going out either, should they? All right.
And oftentimes I know they're not supposed to, and they do, because they know the water so well, but please heed the warning. Yeah. Yes.
Next one.
The government is to reveal the identities of undisclosed beneficiaries of Phillips era, the $250 billion write-off that we've been hearing about. Article says the government is to lift the veil of secrecy and publish the names of at least 30,000 taxpayers who received almost $250 billion in tax write-offs between 2014 and 2015. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, article is clarifying he was not in charge of the Treasury at the time when the decision was taken to write off those sums. 86 companies benefiting from 2018 or since 2018 from $4 billion in corporate income tax arrears. That was reported just the other day, and so this matter has now come to light. So the minister is saying as soon as practicable, the tax commissioner will publish the disaggregated information available on broad brush taxpayer write-offs from 2014. Will be done in hard copies and made available to the Tax Administration in Jamaica, the Ministry of Finance, and on their websites. It's an interesting portion here. Apparently, the minister did not respond to a Sunday Gleaner request for a specific explanation of his role as finance minister in the 2019 write-off by the Facey Commodity Company, a member of the Facey Group that he headed as CEO between 2009 and 2013. That was $44 million in interest that was written off or cleared. So,
Give me a reason, if you know, you would get a tax write-off.
You can't pay it, and you apply for a reprieve. And apparently the IMF had put, where was I reading that? In 2013, when the IMF forced Jamaica to put in place legislation to govern tax write-offs and remove ministerial discretion, a new requirement was for the Minister of Finance to publish the details in the Gazette. Okay, so I guess you...
Could it not be like if I bringing in some tablets for the schools and stuff, and I have to pay one bag of tax out of the airport?
That's a different situation.
No, that's what I'm asking. If that could be a reason to write. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's
and
not
NGOs and other organizations to get that.
Everybody couldn't afford
No.
it. Okay.
No.
That's what I wanted. Because it kind of sounds like to me, your friend, and just because of what you read earlier, it almost sounds like me, your friend, and they'll say, right, you have a company and you bring in some stuff and go right after tax, you know?
There are some items that are eligible to write-offs like that. These write-offs, I'm not sure, fall under that banner.
Yeah. Well, I guess when it's published, we will know who got the write-off, and I guess we will know why. And Dr. Peter Phillips says he supports the decision to publish the details, and I quote, "I think the fullest amount of transparency in the matter would benefit the public." So Nobody's saying don't do it. So let's couldn't write off my income tax. Tired to say it, man.
You're alone? You can't lobby for, you can't
No,
lobby
man,
for we.
I'm not leaving you at all.
Okay.
No, man. I pay too much tax, man. Put tax on this. So if I want to buy it, I can say, all right, me buy it. Put tax on my pants and the gas. But don't take my money out of my salary. I work too hard, you know. You know, so you have to get up and come in the rain and all kind of thing. And you just take my money and stuff. Awesome. All right. This was what I was suggesting when we said that school will start today. 400,000 maybe in cyber limbo. It says
Lord.
online deficit could leave students behind. 400,000. Now, this is according to the minister. It says it forebodes a dire resumption for schools amid the pandemic. Oh. So what's happened with those people now?
I don't know. So even if we do fill the gap of the 400,000 and give them the tools,
Right.
how are they going to get access to the internet?
Yeah.
Which is another
Yeah.
issue all by itself.
Yeah.
Because depending on where you are, so some place you have to hold your phone up in your ear
Yeah, man.
to get piece of signal.
Yeah, man.
If you're lucky. But this is, to me, a crisis.
It is.
Because you have children who are preparing for PEP, who will not set foot into a classroom until Corona is passed. So maybe that's
Next year.
let's say January, right?
Yep.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But some kids will not have had access to school between now and December.
Right.
Neville, I have seen the PEP papers from last year. I've seen the worksheets. My daughter is online Zooming. And I would like to suggest that even for the kids who are learning online, especially if you're in a big group, they're at a disadvantage because the work is not easy.
Yep.
I mean, it's what we have to do right now.
Yep.
But when the other kids get back to school, the gap is going to be so wide that I do not see how this exam is going to happen as it's supposed to happen next year.
I said from when the former JTA president, Mr. Speed, said back then that only 30% of the student population did online schooling, only 30%. Well, I switched it around and I said, all right, say 70 did. One to the other 30 who would not have had any school since March. None whatsoever.
Correct.
Since March.
Correct.
So me and Clive in the same class. I don't have no school since March. Clive have him laptop and all kind of thing, and he has school right through. And then now, come today, you say, all right, Clive, you want 12 weeks and fourth farm.
It's crazy.
But Clive is up here, and I'm still in third farm mode.
Well,
so what you do with me?
The good thing is that the ministry, so I heard, is it Dr. Cassandra? Doctor? From the ministry was speaking on the news on Friday. It was put to them, the situation, and she said the ministry has put together a number of scenarios in the event that they realize the exam can't happen. So they're looking at ways to assess the kids for them to move forward, whether it's their existing grades from past PEP exams or... So they have a number of scenarios, they said, and they're planning towards those scenarios.
Yeah.
So it's on their radar, which is good to know, but it is very, very serious.
Yeah. By the way, on a side, it's not part of our hot topics, but the headline says CXC failure sparks probe. Only 6% at Jamaica College passed English, and nobody at Penwood did. So they're suggesting something is not right with that. And then we heard...
Which would be in line with some of the things that we've been hearing.
Right. So let's hope that they fix that also.
Mercy.
Boy, schooling right now is
Rough.
Is not at a high right now. But let's hope that we will work it out. So, Mr. Trump, great supporters. So come out of in bed, go outside, call to everybody. And the doctors slam, well, it says doctor slams Trump for leaving hospital to drive by supporters. And it says the irresponsibility is astounding.
He's in a cloth mask, you know.
Yeah.
Not even an N95 that is securely fitted. I mean, the Secret Service gentleman looks like he's in a securely fitted N95, but this president he has coronavirus.
That's
right?
another thing
He's
I don't.
contagious at this point.
That's another thing I don't understand because you hear so much
The
about.
car is sealed.
You hear so much
hermetically
about
sealed.
no, but you hear so much about the virus. You hear so much that it affects older folks, like the president. They said he needed oxygen. And 3 days later, you're back out hospital and gone to work. Something not sound right to
No,
that.
he's not gone to work. He went back to the hospital after this.
Yeah, but I think
This was just-
I think them say no.
released-
They say he's been working from
They
the hospital.
released some
I hear,
pictures of
right?
him working from.
Yeah, and they said that they are going to. It might be released. Yeah, that's what they
They
said. They said
said
it might be released
He
today.
might be released today.
Yeah.
That's
So
what they said
you
yesterday.
jump out tight already.
But, and it's interesting because the course of medication that he's on, remdesivir, is a 5-day course. So how can you release him before 5 days in the hospital? And that drug has to be administered in the hospital. And then concerns have been raised about the doctor who's been briefing the press because he said like 15 different things.
Yep.
Since
And another
January.
doctor come out
And then
say
another doctor
something
come out and
different,
say, yes, sir, who knows what to believe?
And then the Secret Service people must be at risk also. Because they have to be close to him to
Never,
ensure
that
so nobody else
cure.
get close to
The
him.
cure is sealed so that chemical weapon cannot get in, right? They've already said coronavirus, you're supposed to be outside. That's the best thing. And you lock up yourself in the...
I wonder if him really have it. Can we go to break with the voice coaches covering Bob Marley's One Love? And then
Please.
A diaspora check-in with the Jamaican in Rhode Island. And then before all of that, we have news. So we're going to give you a couple minutes of that and then we go for a break for the first edition of News in 5. Watch this.